and a possible Moscow-Islamabad partnership with regard to defense packs. Now, Russia has denied reports that it plans to supply advanced fighter jet engines to Pakistan. Over the weekend, a top Russian official said that Moscow is not providing any of these engines that are meant for Chinese-made JF-17 fighter jets. The denial comes after a major political storm erupted in India. Russia says there is no such cooperation. But Pakistani defense imports account for $1 billion, and that matters for Russia right now. Even as many are asking that is this China stitching up a possible joint venture between Russia and Pakistan. Now, the Congress party has weighed in on this, saying that it undermines India's strategic ties with Russia, questions why a trusted ally would arm Pakistan while still selling advanced weapons to India. Moscow insists that it respects India's concerns, denies any deal that could jeopardize relations. But there are questions because there are big ramifications. We're going to put that questions out for you right here. And let's get in Brahmachalani for some of those answers along with General Sanjay Soy as well. Because the most important fact is Russia supplying jet engines to Pakistan? Is China aiding the Pak-Russia jet engine deal? And will this affect India ties as things stand right now? Dr. Chilani, your first thoughts on that.
Gauri, the first thing to keep in mind is that Russia is not supplying these advanced jet engines to Pakistan directly. It's routing them through China. China has these various arms deals with Moscow. And one of the agreements is for importing these advanced jet engines for the Sino-Pakistani fighter project. So in a way, this denial by an unidentified Russian official is actually a non-denial. Nobody has claimed that Moscow is directly supplying these engines to Islamabad. China and Pakistan have been working together over this project, which is aimed at bolstering Pakistan's air capabilities against the common Chinese and Pakistani enemy, which is India. And this advanced fighter jet clearly relies on the Russian advanced engines. But there's a context, a background to this we should not forget as to why Russia may be providing these jet engines to China for use in the Sino-Pakistani program. It is that when India wanted jet engines for its Tejas LCA, India chose the US over Russia. Russia was offering its jet engines to India, but India chose the US, chose General Electric. It's another story that General Electric has faltered on its commitments to India. For the Tejas, the first series of LCA, the GE engines, the first engine arrived in March this year, 2 years behind schedule, disrupting the Tejas production schedule. And the more advanced GE engines, the F414 engines for the next generation Tejas, the negotiations over those advanced jet engines began after Modi's state visit to Washington in June 2023, when an agreement was reached for India to procure these F414 engines.
Yes.
But more than 2 years later, those negotiations are dragging on, and India is actually now looking at alternative options.
Okay.
So there's a background to what Russia may be doing in aiding the Sino-Pakistani project.
Okay. Let's get in General Soy as well on this. Sir, in your assessment, the concern is that this engine actually enhances the jet's capability for high altitude operations, particularly around LOC. Is that concern justified, and how significant is that?
Yeah, in fact, Gauri, thank you so much. It is a very, very important topic. In fact, I would say, like Dr. Brahma has brought out, that Russia has been supplying engines for JF-17 to China for quite some time since its manufacture. The basic engine has always remained the RD-93. Now the talks are on, which were used for JF7 Block 1 and Block 2 models, earlier model. Now the upgraded model is being made, and Pakistan and China have a joint venture of Pakistan Aeronautical Complex in Kamra, where they produce JF-17. As Dr. Brahma has brought out, that Russia would be supplying these engines. Now they are looking for upgraded engine, that is 93 MA, which will definitely enhance the maneuverability, enhance the thrust, enhance the range. So it is a matter of concern for us that because it will definitely reduce the gap between the capability between Indian Air Force and Pakistan Air Force. Though Russia has denied about the deal, but however, we cannot close our eyes. We need to keep an eye on it. And we also, as Dr. Brahma has brought out, our Tejas program is already delayed. And if we get the Tejas Mark II as per the present program, if it goes as smoothly, last aircraft will get only in 2034. That's very late, and by then some of our aircraft squadrons would be out. Pakistan has got a mainstay, about 150, about 7 squadrons of JF-17 they are flying. They are used to it, and they have used these aircraft. They tried to use these aircraft during the Operation Sindoor also. We need to look for, I mean, there's couple of things I would like to highlight, Gauri.
Okay.
We need not we need to put a pressure on Russia that they should not supply advanced version, and we have the leeway because we are in major defense procurement. Our major defense procurement
to a large extent, we have been playing a very major role as far as overall Russian economy is concerned. So you're right about the fact that the kind of leverage that New Delhi has is extremely critical, and that needs to be kept in mind. Very quickly, Dr. Chilani, I'm completely out of time, but very quickly I want to understand from you, do you think India will use this leverage, and will this lead to this cancellation of any of this order?
India is trying to use that leverage. India has been trying to exert pressure on Moscow. But the problem is this, that because these advanced jet engines are being routed through China, that allows Moscow a measure of formal deniability of the supply of these engines. So Moscow can pretend that actually it's not supplying the engines to Pakistan, but the very fact that it's actually routing them through China amounts to the same thing. And therefore, what the Russians are trying to do is to take India round and round the mulberry bush.
Okay.
India has to exercise that leverage in a more forceful manner.
All right, I will have to leave it there, sir. And gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this edition of India Global. And with that, viewers, we wrap things up on this show. Thanks so much for watching.